All right.
Alright, what's good, peeps? It's your boy Tay, back with another episode. This is episode 6, I believe, of the Memory Lane podcast, where we take a trip down memory lane and talk about shit from our childhood. And today, we got a very interesting episode. We are talking about Power Rangers. Because I ain't gonna say as I'm a big Power Rangers fan, but I watched the shows. I watched all the shows, most of them, Shit like Mighty Morphin, the best Power Ranger show. Samurai, Jungle Fury, SPD, Ninja Storm, all that shit. So yeah, I got some guests with me. I'll allow them to introduce themselves, and we can get started.
Going first. Me. Hey, what's up, guys? Losing those tunes here. Appreciate Tay inviting me on here, talking some Power Rangers. It might get nasty, might not. Who knows? But I appreciate it, and let's talk some Power Rangers, guys.
It's gonna get dicey because we're gonna tear each other's favorite seasons apart, probably.
This might get heated.
Hey,
what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Pat the Wise Man. I know you really only know me for wrestling shit, but I am an old head, and as an old head, I grew up watching Power Rangers, and I'm here to just flat out prove the point that the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is the greatest Power Rangers ever made. Plain and simple.
Indeed, that's why he's the wise man.
We gonna leave that whole wise man comment alone. But what's up? It's your girl here, Leo. I'm first of all, Mighty Morphin is like number 5 out of all of them.
5?
If we gonna rank it, but I'm about to tell you. This is gonna get interesting. I'm just gonna say it's gonna get interesting.
All right, first question. Even though I kind of already know the answer. What is your favorite Power Rangers show?
Ninja Storm.
for me, it's Jungle Fury. That undisputably.
For me, of course, it's Mighty Morphin, as you already heard.
Mighty Morphin, the GOAT Power Rangers show. Like, come on now.
Man. No.
Now, see, let me ask you this real quick.
Wait, okay, go ahead.
No, I was saying, so y'all say Mighty Morphin. So
Correct.
Are we talking about with the OG cast, or like, were you a fan of it still when they got rid of Trini, rest in peace to her, fucking Zach and Jason.
I prefer
Trini, Zach, and Jason. And they replaced them with Adam, Aisha, and Rocky.
I prefer the OG cast, honestly.
Honestly, I didn't mind either way. I was a kid when it happened, so I wasn't, hip to the whole contract dispute thing that took place amongst the cast when the others left. I don't mind the switch up of the cast. I think that Adam did a great job kind of carrying the torch for Zach as the Black Ranger. Rocky didn't quite live up to the role of Jason. He tried his best. He really did, but I mean, you can't really replace Austin St. John. They did end up bringing back Austin St. John to be the Gold Ranger in Power Rangers Zeo. But yeah, man, like I didn't really mind it at the time. I've gone back and watched it since. My boys are huge Power Rangers fans, so I've gone back and watched too many of these damn series. But it I didn't really mind it, man. Like especially when the movie came out, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. There was no getting around like the fact that there was a new cast, obviously. And I just recently rewatched that movie, probably like less than a month ago. That movie is so much pure 90s nostalgia. It's freaking ridiculous.
I watched that movie. I forgot where I watched it at, but I watched it at because my cousin, he's a big Power Rangers fan. He's seen you go to his house, he has every single season from fucking Mighty Morphin, Jungle Fury, all Dino Fury, all that shit.
So real quick before we get into like our huge topical debate, I just want to speak briefly on the history of the Power Rangers, if y'all would allow me to do so.
Sure.
So for those of the uninformed who don't know, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series is based off of the Japanese series called Super Sentai. On Saban, the guy who owns Saban Entertainment, brought the intellectual property over from Japan. So in filming, they would film the uncostumed scenes with the original cast members, and then take pieces of the fight choreography from the show in Japan and just kind of introduce it into the show so that it kind of moved along coherently. Uh, there are some changes that you can see that don't really make sense. They've reused a lot of scenes in the actual original Super Sentai that the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is based off of. The Yellow Ranger's a dude. That's why the Pink Ranger in her costume is wearing a skirt and the Yellow Ranger isn't, because in the other show, Yellow Ranger's a dude. So, is somebody in a car?
Oh, that's my fucking fan.
I was gonna say, man, like,
I'm glad you brought that up because I honestly thought maybe I'm just looking at it differently because I was like you said we were younger when it came out. I could have swore that the Yellow Ranger had a skirt too because I know Kimberly did, the Pink Ranger did, but I thought that the Yellow Ranger did too.
No, if you go back and look at the original series when they're in their costumes, the Yellow Ranger isn't wearing a skirt because in Super Sentai, it was a show. And if you go and look, like there's, and I don't know how many seasons of Power Rangers there have been in the American version. I think there's like 20 something or so. I could be wrong.
Too damn many.
But there's even more Super Sentai in the Japanese series. Like the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers debuted in I think 94, 96. Don't quote me on that, but I could be wrong. But like the original Super Sentai in Japan had been going on since like the 80s. Like it's been around for frickin' ever.
30 seasons. 30.
Yeah.
30 seasons is crazy.
Yeah. And so there has been other shows that they've done this for after that. I know they did VR Troopers. There was a show called Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And there was another one that I can't remember the name of. It was about another dude that looked like a bug that was on a motorcycle. But Kama Ranger or Kama Knight or something like that or the other. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's just basically the small history of where the Power Rangers came from. It was a hugely successful show, still is to this day. I mean, I've seen like complete classic Megazord toys go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, which I don't quite understand. But I mean, hey, we're also wrestling fans who, we got our friends that spend hundreds of dollars on championship belts. So what can we say?
I'm just going to say the shirt I'm wearing, I did not buy. It was given to me.
I want to throw a hot take out there, if you don't mind, Deontay.
Sure.
I'm probably one of the only few Power Rangers fans that feels this way. But can I swear on here? No, I'm not going to swear.
Sure, go ahead.
I
you can swear. We don't care.
Do you see who we're in here with?
Megazord fights fucking suck. I never liked them. Always skip them.
Nah.
If I want to watch robots fight, I'd rather watch Transformers.
Fair.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
That's actually fair.
Bro, they're weird. They're ugly looking. They're clunky. They're not. The choreography for it is trash. I skip it every time. I
sometimes like the Megazords because there's like, the music in the background. Something about me being a sucker for like the music and stuff. So I hear certain music when the Zords form, and I'm like, I don't really care for the fight, but I just like hearing the music in the background. I don't even pay attention to the background. I don't even pay attention to the fight because I know how it's going to end. I've seen it so many times. I'm like, okay, I know that the good guys are going to win. Who cares? But
the only time where I can't skip a Megazord fight is when it's telling a story, like in Ninja Storm, where they were introducing the Thunder Bros, and the Thunder Bros completely waxed.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
When the Thunder Bros completely waxed Shane, Tori, and Dustin
with them. I'm sorry, I love that's my favorite. I love the evil ones in Ninja Storm when they were evil at first, and they completely just wiped the floor with the other three. Like, sorry, you got beat by some bugs, if anything.
That's why Hunter is my favorite in Ninja Storm, dude. He just shows up, kicks ass, and leaves.
So, that was one of my hugest problems with Ninja Storm and also with Dino Thunder. It really annoyed me that in the beginning there were only 3 Rangers.
Yeah.
Like, for me, again, being an old head and growing up on the cast is normally 5, and then they add a 6 at the end, just to have 3 in the beginning. And I know very quickly in Dino Thunder, they introduced Tommy as the Brachio Ranger, and then they introduced, don't remember the dude's name, Trent as the White Ranger. And that was fine. But just in the beginning, it really threw me off that there's only 3.
Like, because it threw me because like when they finally did bring in Blake and fucking Hunter, when they finally did bring in Blake and Hunter, but then I'm like, okay, so now you got 5. So who's gonna be the 6th one? Because you, like you said, they usually always bring in somebody to be the 6th one. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, it's not gonna be a guinea pig. He's not gonna be a fucking ranger.
I feel like Cam being the 6th Ranger probably has the greatest story out of all the 6 Rangers on how he became a Ranger, in my opinion.
I'm sorry. No.
Oh,
in your opinion, who? In your opinion, who?
Tommy.
Here we go.
Tommy immediately. First of all, it's Tommy because he had the greatest villain arc of all time. Then went on to be the greatest 6th Ranger, and then went on to be multiple Rangers after that.
Did he?
After Tommy,
did he have the greatest villain arc? Because I put Trent above him in terms of the greatest villain arc.
Tommy single-handedly took down all of the Rangers.
So did Trent. Trent was so OP that they made an evil version of him.
There you go. This is where it gets interesting. This is where I said we gonna destroy people's opinions.
Well, TJ,
I'm not denying Tommy. Just Trent's character arc was I just think it's better.
You have to. Okay. What's up, Teach? You have to remember.
I will say Tommy has the better moment where he walked into their Megazord and completely whipped the shit out of them.
Exactly.
That was probably the greatest.
Not only did he do that, he also took Rita's growing power and grew big, not as the Dragon Zord, just as Tommy the Ranger himself, and took out the Megazord. He also, once transitioning into a quote-unquote face role after,
think of the Blue Ranger, since Saul hates him for some reason.
Saul hates Billy?
Saul hates everything.
Yeah, Saul hates Billy. He was his least favorite Ranger.
For what?
He hates Billy like he hates Cody. We don't.
He hates everything. I don't know why.
Billy top 3 smartest Ranger, bro. What you mean?
It's true. Okay, so since Leah had brought it up about the cool music at the end of the Megazord fights, so what is y'all's favorite Power Rangers theme song?
Okay, besides the original, I love Jungle Fury because that's the one
Jungle Fury. Bro, that shit goes so hard for no reason.
Power Rangers, go!
It goes so hard for no reason, bro.
So I have 2. One is Lost Galaxy.
Lost Galaxy is cool.
That just intro, that Lost Galaxy, far, and Power Rangers in Space.
In Space is good.
In Space is good.
I say my favorite is Jungle Fury, but the 2 that I've been blasting recently, Ninja Storm. Ninja Storm's theme is amazing. And then an underrated one, I wouldn't put it up there as top tier, but Mystic Force, like, here come the Power Rangers.
Oh yeah,
Mystic Force. So I don't know the dude's name. Y'all have to forgive me, but just go to YouTube and enter Power Rangers rock covers, and there's a dude who plays out all of the different Power Rangers theme songs in hard rock covers, and they're fucking amazing.
I think mine would be Ninja Storm, obviously, but that's because I'm a Ninja Form fanatic. SPD had a good one, even though it really didn't. To me, it may not have said much, but SPD had a good one. And
Power Rangers, SPD, Power Rangers to the rescue.
Yeah,
that shit was hard.
And then Zeo to me was kind of good too.
I like Zeo.
Zeo cool.
I like Zeo. The only thing I didn't like about Zeo was their Megazords. Their Megazords were trash.
The only thing I didn't really like about Zeo, I didn't like. Call me what you want. I did not care for Catherine. I'm sorry. I really didn't care for her. The Pink Ranger, I didn't really care for her.
I didn't care for Captain or Aisha. I'm gonna keep it a bean.
Yeah, I just feel like Aisha, she didn't really do a whole lot. Like there was no like they dedicated episodes to Kimberly and they dedicated episodes to Billy and to Jason and to Adam. Like I really feel like Aisha didn't ever get that spotlight or that shine.
They kind of did one for boring. They did one for Rocky too. They might not have really. Nobody probably remembers it, but I was a Rocky fan, especially.
Yeah, I was a Rocky fan. I liked him.
To where it was after Jason had came back and everybody, he felt left out. He felt like Jason took his spot, so he basically didn't know what to do.
Well,
with
I mean,
Rocky got so much better as the Green Ranger. So,
yeah, once he transitioned to not being the main Ranger, like he fell into like Rocky didn't. No offense, but Rocky didn't deserve to be the Red Ranger. Like he
Oh
just
no,
really
not
didn't.
at all. Not
He really
at all.
didn't.
That's why when
And
he was
that's
the blue one in Zeo, it was a little bit better.
and that's why when they did the Forever Red episode, they brought back Jason as the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger and not Rocky.
rightfully so.
Which, by the
Jason
way,
had made an impact.
Forever Red, like top 3 greatest Power Ranger episodes, period, of all time. Like
For sure.
it just is.
Indeed,
sure.
indeed.
I keep we talked about go-to theme songs. I'm mad we didn't bring up Time Force. Time Force is amazing.
Time Force.
I
I
forgot
was
about
actually
Time
about
Force.
to say something about. Well, I'm gonna let Tay take over because it's his show and I just keep fucking taking over. So.
Oh, I have another hot take that Pat might kill me on.
Oh, here we go.
I think
Please, I need to see him go with somebody.
Personally, this is just me. I'm not speaking for everybody, but I think Wes and Jen have a better love story than Tommy and Kimberly. That's just me.
What?
That's just me. Wes
You
and
know
Jen.
what? Actually, that's fair. I'll give you that. But I think the reason for that is in the time that Mighty Morphin came out, like it wasn't a high priority for them to focus on the love relationship or whatever it was between Tommy and Kimberly because fucking 7-year-olds don't care. Like they don't give a shit.
Not at all.
You just want to see
Like
fight.
yeah, when I was 7 years old, like I didn't give a shit about girls. Like I don't know, maybe 7. I mean, if you did at 7, I mean, hey, you know, more power to you. Nice, you know, you got
A
some
lot of
cojones. I mean,
7-year-olds did not.
but I got a 10 and 12-year-old in the house that still don't give a shit about girls. So like,
Keep it
Shout
that
out
way.
to
Wait
do
till
it
they
the
come
right
home
way.
and say, "Dad, this is my girlfriend." You're gonna be like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, dap it up. What's up?
Yeah.
Mom probably gonna kill him, but I'm gonna be like, what's up? Holla at your boy.
Yeah.
I will say though, for me, I don't have nothing bad to say about MMPR because I've said a lot of things about MMPR. People think I hate it. What I actually do hate is fucking Down Thunder. I fucking hate Down Thunder. Fuck Down Thunder. That overrated ass shit.
I mean, if we're just speaking on shows that we hate, fuck Power Rangers Turbo. Fuck it.
Oh, you don't
Yeah,
like
Turbo was ass. Turbo
Wait a
is
minute, wait a minute,
so
wait a minute.
ass.
Was
Well,
Turbo
since
the
we
one
on
that
the topic of
finally
that shit,
had?
yeah.
Turbo was after Zeo. It was the one with the
No,
cars.
no, Turbo wasn't that the one with like the kid that became
Yes.
the Ranger?
Yes, the
That was
Blue
stupid.
Ranger that was like a 12-year-old. Like,
That was
no,
dumb.
that was
Which
whack.
Power Ranger show do you think is overrated?
Well, which one
Turbo.
of y'all want to go for? Because once I start talking about Donald Thunder, I'm letting that Beyblade
You're
rip.
letting it
So
letting that
The
Not
most
the Beyblade reference.
the most overrated Power Rangers. Ooh,
letting that shit Beyblade rip once I start.
I mean, people probably aren't gonna like my answer, but I have one. For me
Go ahead.
personally, it's Mystic Force.
Okay,
What?
okay,
That's
okay.
valid. That's valid.
I'm
definitely
not
do
saying I'm not saying it's not a good show because it is, but I think just I think because it was so new, like because for the most part it's either been cars, cops, space, or dinosaurs. Like that's just what Power Rangers have most of
We
it. So
introduced magic.
when they introduced magic to it, it was a whole other
They
thing.
was just
And
throwing shit at the
whatever
wall
one
and
it
seeing what
was,
sticks.
yeah. And whichever one it was where they had the fucking key that they could use to become different Rangers. I don't remember which one the fuck that was. Like they're more for like they had little key things and it had like okay, yeah, that one too. Fuck that one shit. Yeah, that one was fucking stupid. Like you can't make a coherent show and be good on your own. You have to use everybody else. Like nah, fuck y'all. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Y'all ain't gonna like my answer. I know for a fact. I don't think Lewis is gonna like it, and Pat's probably gonna like it. I didn't really care. I didn't care for Time Force. I'm sorry. I didn't. I didn't care for. I didn't blew Lewis's mind.
I'm with her on that. I ain't gonna lie.
I did not. I'm sorry. I did not care for Time Force.
Time Force is a good show. It just to me it wasn't my cup of tea. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's horrible.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch enough Time Force. I didn't watch enough Time Force to have an opinion.
Time Force is one of the very.
I feel like
why?
because you
Okay.
you brought up the
Well,
Wes and Jin thing, and I think the Wes and Jin love story kind of overpowered everything, and I didn't care about it. I didn't.
Mm.
And the Blue Ranger went on to be a freaking like he got
well,
famous outside of this shit. So maybe that's just me. Like I said, that's
there are
my opinion.
certain like there are certain there are certain plots and storylines that overtake certain seasons that just like becomes an
I killed
overarching
Lewis.
theme. What was his name? The SPD Blue Ranger that wanted to be a Red
Sky,
Ranger.
Sky,
Guy.
Sky.
Yeah, that like overarching like took over a lot of the series, and that was like a main focus. And while it was a compelling story, it really did kind of take over the series. But I liked SPD for what it was. I loved the Alpha Team versus them whole
Oh yeah, that
story
was good.
A
bullshit.
squad
That was
versus the
good.
B squad.
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
yeah, A squad, B squad shit. That was dope. The dog thing threw me for a loop, but I thought it was dope.
Shout out Kruger.
I
Kruger's
mean,
amazing.
friggin' with
Yeah,
that
hell
dog
yeah.
in charge. I mean, Ninja Storm had a guinea pig that was running and everything.
Hey, that was fire though. That was fire. I wanted him to be I wanted him to pop up in a little mini ranger suit. It would have been
That would have
so
been so
fire.
fucking
Bro,
hilarious.
when Lothar pulled up to the base and Sensei just drop kicked him as a guinea pig will
That
always
was
be funny
fucking
to me. He
funny.
sent Lothar flying,
Right? Right.
but oh my god,
It was just like it's like in wrestling when like Hornswoggle would do anything dope. You'd be like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, Hornswoggle. Like you just get hyped when the little dude does some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see,
that's why Justin is such a good Blue Ranger. He's a little kid that just whoop ass. But let me tell you about Dino Thunder, man. I'm about to rip this shit a new asshole.
Here we go.
First of all, the three main characters, Connor, Ethan, Kira, boring as hell. Boring as hell. Connor being a jock who's obsessed about soccer, yet we never see him play a game, absolutely atrocious. Ethan is literally playing video games or messing with some tech shit every other fucking episode, and that shit gets annoying because that's all he talks about. Kira's the only one that had some depth of a character with her music career and internship, but shit was boring. The the Trent villain arc completely carried the first half of the season. But when they turned Trent good and made him join the team, they nerfed him to the max because they wanted to push Connor as the strongest of the group, even though that didn't work because Tommy ended up becoming the strongest of the group and he ended up being the leader. So Connor didn't even meet
As
expectations.
usual.
And
Mhm.
they watered down Trent. Trent being a good guy was okay, but it was nothing like his evil arc. And on top of that, Mesogog was cool, but he just felt a little too overpowered at times. For a dude that we barely see fight, he won too many fights a little bit too easily. And I'm like, bro, like you don't have any special powers. You're literally just a dinosaur with bad breath, bro. Like, like
dinosaur.
I like Mesogog, man. I thought he was one of my particular favorite villains.
I love him too, but the fight he had with Lothar in the Ninja Storm crossover, he won a little bit too. Like compare the final fights, right? Because Mesogog was insanely strong, but compared to what Lothar did to the Ninja Storm Rangers, where he completely was whooping their ass for like 5 minutes straight before they sent him to the underworld or to the abyss, compared to what Mesogog did to the Dino Thunder Rangers, Mesogog didn't deserve to beat Lothar. That's what made me mad. Like, bro, you didn't even show any feats of strength the way Lothar did, and you're just soloing him like this. That's what makes me mad. Like, Dino Thunder is a
I,
B tier show.
I, I agree. And especially with the whole Connor thing because, and I'm sorry, and this is no diss to the man. Rest in peace to my man Jason David Frank. I've met the man. He was a genuine soul of a human being. Great guy. Somewhere on my phone, there's a picture. I'll try and find it. Great dude. But you put Tommy in anything Power Rangers related, and instantly that is the focus of your show.
Mm-hmm.
It just is at that point.
Because he's the GOAT.
He is. He really, really is. There's no. If anybody tries to say he isn't, you're just plain fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Like we can talk about what shows is best. We can talk about what theme song is best, what Megazord is best. Don't matter. When it comes to the GOAT Power Ranger, singular Power Ranger, it is Tommy. It is Tommy Oliver, and that's just it's not even close. No one's touching it. It's never gonna happen.
Ever.
The thing with Tommy and Dino Thunder was when they were just focusing on him and Trent, because they were trying to bring Trent to the team. When they were just focusing on him and Trent, that was perfect because Tommy wasn't overshadowing Trent. Yet they were trying to like not pass the torch, but trying to like ease Trent in because Trent was the best on the team. And then they said, "Fuck all that. Let's give the Shield of Triumph to Connor and ruin Trent." And then it's like Connor's boring. You ruin Trent's character, and then now you have to rely on Tommy now carrying the season because Tommy's Tommy.
Yeah. I also think it's funny that they specifically gave him the professor role so that he had to wear the jacket and coats and everything like that because he's completely fully tatted. He's covered in tats, which I think at this point, well, at that point even, is weird. Like, if a Power Ranger showed up, if whatever, again, I haven't kept up on the show, so I don't know what series is currently going on or what one. I don't know any of that. But give a Power Ranger some tattoos, bro. Like, come on.
Let's see a Power Ranger with tattoos.
Like,
dude,
bro,
let a Power Ranger have tattoos and then incorporate that into his suit, bro. Come on.
Also,
His
like,
tattoo give him some
if you guys watch anime like Naruto with curse marks and stuff like that, like that would be sick.
That would be sick.
That would be sick, bro. Oh my god.
Okay, so we've talked themes. We've talked.
Pat, I want to ask you this because I had an idea. I remember a long time ago you said you were sneakerhead. Do you think it would be cool for one day for them to have their morphers be their shoes?
Ooh. You know what? That would be interesting.
Like if they click their heels 3 times or something like that.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but like, so I know back in the day, and again, this is me showing my age. Back in the probably like mid 2000s or early 2000s, 2002, 3-ish, there was a Nike shoe. It was a running shoe that had like it was basically an odometer, but like it would measure how fast you ran, how high you jumped, and it was just a little digital thing on the tongue of the shoe. I think if they incorporated something like that into it, but I also think if they're going to do that, they need to go out and get a shoe company to do it right. Don't get some crazy off-brand Wish Temu shoes. Like, call up Adidas, call up Nike. I mean, Reebok did a collab with them where they actually put out like there was a Megazord themed Reebok Questions, Allen Iverson's first shoe, and they did other shoes like that. So go out and get an actual deal from somebody and let that be the incorporation into it, and then put the shoes out to sell for the kids. I'm buying them. I'm buying 3 pair. Give me all of them.
I always thought about that. Like we've had like Tiki's incorporated. We've had solar morphers with Jungle Fury. We've had cell phones. I'm like, bro, why not just do shoes? Like, can you imagine like them jumping and then like stomping on the ground and then, oh my god,
that'd be fire. I'd be all for it. Just random fun fact while we're in the conversation of it. Mosh Customs. He does all of the shoes for all the WWE superstars. All the custom Judgment Day shoes that you see Finn, Rhea, Dom, and Damian wearing. Kofi shoes, Becky shoes. That's all done by Mosh Customs. MACHE. Look him up on YouTube. He does firework. He did a series for a guy. His name's JD something or other. He lives in Oklahoma City, whatever. Where he did 6 classic Air Jordans, all in the theme of the classic Power Rangers, and they're all fire. Just go look up Mosh Customs Power Ranger shoes. Have a little bit of fun with nostalgia. And again, it's Mighty Morphin. I'm sure if somebody else wanted to do a different kind of shoe, they could. But I've looked into getting a custom from Mosh, and as much of a sneakerhead as I am, and as much as I do, a 9-month wait and a $560 price tag. Nah,
crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Nope.
$560 is crazy.
Maybe one day if I'm rich, but
yeah, when I'm balling out, or hell, maybe one day, like maybe in a couple of years, if my tax return comes in nice, possibly. But currently, I'm still, bro. You catch me in the clearance aisle. Fuck all that. But damn, I had another question. Oh, okay. So yeah. So I wanted to ask, what do you think is an underrated storyline from one of the series that you think doesn't get as much appreciation as it should? I already have my answer. If y'all want to say anything for a minute, mine personally is the villain to hero arc of the Titanium Ranger
Lightspeed Rescue,
with
right?
the snake tattoos, plain and simple. Like just as the more he did, the higher the snake tattoo moved up his back. Like the classic scene of him fighting and the V in his mask gets broken. Like it was just at that time and I was even older when fuck, what was it? What series was that? Damn it, I'm blanking.
You talking about Lightspeed Rescue?
Yes,
Lightspeed
okay,
Rescue.
Lightspeed Rescue. So I was even a little older when Lightspeed Rescue came out, but still, I was glued to my TV during that arc because I thought it was just super dope. Him trying to get the curse of the snake off his back, him still being a villain, but them not knowing it was great. I loved it. That to me, that's just an underrated storyline that I feel doesn't get a whole lot of love. Lightspeed Rescue doesn't get a whole lot of love in general, but I was personally a fan.
Ooh, this is
That's a hard one.
That's a tough
That's a
question.
hard one.
That really is a tough one.
I feel like anything that I think of is not really. It wasn't underrated because you could obviously
Yeah,
tell.
mine wasn't
what
really
was going
underrated. Like, I
on,
love
but-
the Trent storyline. The Trent villain. I love the Trent storyline. His whole
But
arc.
I think even the Trent storyline could be considered underrated because a lot of people didn't like Dino Thunder. I mean, you have case
he
in
was the
point.
only good
That
part of
one over
Dino
there.
Thunder.
Bro, when I tell you I hate Dino Thunder, oh my god, bro.
That man.
I never said I
really-
didn't like Dino. I didn't say I didn't like Dino Thunder. I said I didn't like Time Force.
No, I
He
tried to
doesn't
point
like.
up. I was about to say I tried to
No,
point
you
up.
were pointing at me.
Oh,
So
my bad. It's hard to tell. Everything's there. That
I
better?
know because you're over here. He's up there. Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
For me, it's not even. It's not.
So
I don't think. Okay, so y'all are probably gonna say it's not really underrated, but to me, the whole story. I'm going back to Ninja Storm, obviously. The whole thing with Blake and Hunter to me at first was just so like I wasn't lost on it, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, so these boys they're adopted. They spent their whole lives being taught, or what was it? They were in the Thunder Academy, and then they spent most of their like teenage years, the last few years, thinking that somebody completely annihilated their parents when they were brainwashed, pretty much. So then it was like, it's like they did that. They what was it? The Gem of Souls got messed up, so they left. They came back, and then the whole thing was just to the point they finally joined up. So
I got a little underrated one. It also comes from Ninja Storm. The Dustin and Mara story, where Mara, she tricked Dustin into wanting to become good and wanted to help out the Rangers. And in reality, she just wanted to get more inside information for Lothar. So obviously, Dustin being as little kid minded as he is, he's like, okay, trust her, tells her all the secrets and stuff. And then when they meet up with, bro, it sucks. And then when they meet up with Lothar and Mara, and he's like, hey, Mara, it's time to fight. And Mara just morphs back into her evil outfit.
I got a question about the villains when we're done with this whole thing.
Bro, the thing that hurt me was when they zoomed in on Dustin's eyes and he started crying, and he said,
that was like heartbreak because it's
bro,
like,
he said
man,
nobody.
that shit happened,
He said
man.
you lied. He said you lied to me. I trusted you, and then he cried and he said nobody makes a fool out of me, and then he started going off.
He went off.
That man.
It just hurts me because he's the most innocent person in the show, bro, and you did him like that.
Did him dirty.
But that's like what Pat said. It's like there were episodes of every show that focused predominantly on one ranger. Like that focused on Dustin. Mm-hmm. Tori had her arc where she had like 2 shows where they didn't think she was girly enough, and then she got put in an alternate universe where the Power Rangers were evil because they're all fucking weirdos. And then Shane had like 2 or 3 episodes. Rest in peace to the actor who played Shane too.
Yeah.
So it's like they all had their stories. I feel like the only one that didn't really. No, he did. Never mind. I was gonna say Blake didn't really get arc, but yeah, he did. Blake and Tori, their whole arc.
So you said you had a villain question.
My question, and I don't know if Tab made this into like a banner. Was there a villain in any story, like the boss or something, that just completely got on your nerves? Because he said Mara, and all I could think of, Mara and Capri made me want to body slam the both of them off of a planet. I could not stand either one of them.
I
Not
got,
Wilford, but like his
I,
nieces
I,
or whatever. Just I couldn't
I got
stand him.
I got mine in the bag. Nadira, Rancic's daughter, Nadira. Oh my god, I fucking hate Nadira so bad, bro.
Mine is shit. What the fuck is her name? Scorpina or Scorpine? Fuck was her name?
Are you talking about
Oh.
Viper from Lightspeed Rescue?
No, there was literally one. It was like It was something I do with a scorpion, and I don't even remember what series she's from. I just know I didn't. She fucking pissed me off.
Oh, you talking about Scorpina?
That one, yeah.
Scorpina. Oh man.
Just nah, didn't do it for me. Couldn't. And the again, I didn't like really hugely keep up with the newer series. That was more my son's thing. But the weird dude in the computer, something with a
Oh, I know who
V,
you're talking about. That. Oh my god. I can't think of
something
his
with a
name
V.
though.
I wish my sons were out here; they'd be able to tell me. But they're
I
inside playing
cannot think
2K.
of his name though, but I know who you're talking about. Oh my god.
Getting
It's
started.
like, yeah, it's like Venox or something stupid. Yeah, like bro,
He
like
is annoying, bro.
you're a computer screen. Like power off. Like come on, dog. Like the fuck.
Okay, so this
Oh,
is another one.
you're talking about Varix.
Whoever.
Okay.
So I got another one. Does anybody remember? I don't remember what season she was. It was like there were two actors, the actresses. She started off as like a little girl and then just magically like became
I
an
know
adult. I
exactly
don't
who
remember
you're
her
talking
name. I don't remember her name. It's like she was a little kid for like the first couple episodes or whatever, like a while.
No,
And then
I know exactly who you're talking. You're talking about Morgana from SPD.
that one. Oh, it was SPD. Okay.
You're talking about Morgana from SPD. I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
growing up, I hated Lord Zed growing up because he was
Oh,
just
dude,
so.
Zed was a G, dog.
Bro,
Zed was a G.
why was he
I
so
hated
on
the
everybody
putties.
like
They
that,
freaked me
bro?
out. The putties freaked me out as a kid. I'm sorry. Those putty things just. Ugh.
Every
Lord
time you heard
Zed,
every
Lord
time you
Zed's
heard the
Nightmare fuel, man. No.
Bro, Lord Zed's design as a kid gave me nightmares, but then when I saw Rancic made Lord Zed look tolerable.
Mm.
Oh my god.
They brought Lord Zed back recently with a new design, and it's even more terrifying. Like it looks fucking.
It looks disgusting.
It's horrible. Yeah, it's fucking.
Ivan Ooze from the
But-
movie freaked me out too. I'm sorry. Just everything about
Ivan,
him.
funny thing, and I know this is completely weird and random, but Ivan Ooze is the reason I crack my neck.
What?
So in the scene where Ivan Ooze first comes out of the ooze and like forms himself, he stands there and he goes "Ugh," and like cracks his neck, and I was like, that looks interesting. How did he do that? And then like I did it and it worked. And so like the whole reason I started cracking my neck is because I saw Ivan Ooze do it on fucking the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Also,
So easily influenced.
yeah.
See, Ivan Ooze had a cool design, but when I see Lord Zed, I'm like, bro,
Mhm.
who did that? I remember, Pat, you might be able to tell us this if I'm wrong, but I believe Lord Zed, before he had like this current Mighty Morphin design, they had another design of Lord Zed, and they said it was too scary for children
Yes,
to see.
you can find concept art of it, and it was basically take Lord Zed and kind of fuse him with Bane. He had a bunch of tubes coming out of his back, and he was very like all of his muscles and everything were bulging out, and he was leaking fluids, and it was gross. And the face looked totally different. I think one of the things that fucked me up about the original concept design is that Lord Zed has eyes, and doesn't have like the visor thing, and it just gives him an entirely like different aspect and appeal look. It's fucking weird.
Trying to find
And so just yeah, if you ever want to look it up again, Google whatever y'all want to do, but it's fucking
Nightmare
freaky
fuel.
looking.
I'm looking
I
at it.
bet
Yeah,
it
no,
is.
it was too scary.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
No.
So they said it was too frightening for children. One of the things that really took me out that I didn't notice until I got older and rewatched the series is there's an episode of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers where Lord Zed is holding his staff, and the budget had ran low on the series or whatever, so you can literally see Lord Zed holding his staff, and right above his hand is a stroke of duct tape that they had to fucking stick the shit back together and tape it, and they couldn't cover it.
Ooh.
So that was another thing when they couldn't get any more footage from Super Sentai over to the States and they started filming their own. If you notice in the original like first run of the Green Ranger, his shield is very solid and like pronounced and anything like that. And then you go further into the season and it looks like it's just made of like fabric. Is because that was American filmed fight scenes and fight choreography. They stopped using. They didn't have any more footage from Super Sentai to film.
Bro,
But
this original concept of Zed is crazy.
it's fucking wild, dog. It is.
Fucking
No.
crazy.
Nightmares.
I love Zed. No, I definitely would have gave it 90s kids nightmares.
Nightmares.
That's why I don't understand how they had Rancic go up, because Rancic's design was
Which one was Rancic?
Time Force Ranger. Oh, Time Force
Time
villain.
Force.
Time Force villain.
Oh, okay.
Rancic.
See, I gotta remember, like, go. Yeah, about to say, yeah. I remember now. He reminds me of the original design of Kano in the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Mm-hmm.
It has that, and it gives me that. To me, the one that always gave me the creeps, and again, I'm bad with names, is the dude with the skull face.
Oh, you talking about Emperor Grum?
Yeah, that dude gave me the creeps. Like,
really?
I don't know why.
Who was he the villain for? I forgot that series.
Emperor Grum is SPD.
That's what it is. See, I'm getting so many. There's too many fucking villains.
You know what? Let me ask you this: which villain had the worst motive? Because Emperor Grum's motive was so dumb to me. Because if you guys see Emperor Grum in SPD, he has like antlers, and his only reason to wanting his lick back against Kruger was because when they fought like centuries ago, Kruger cut one of his antlers off, and he's been mad about it since. It's like, bro, you gonna take over the world over a fucking antler?
That's crazy.
You crazy?
Crazy.
The things people go after nowadays.
It wasn't his motive, but in Dino Thunder that Mesogog was so and so's dad. Like,
he was Antoine Mercer. He was Antoine Mercer.
Yeah,
I like
that. By the way, Antoine Mercer just sounds like a serial killer's name.
That
like,
name is
it just
crazy.
does.
Antoine Mercer.
I'm telling you, right? If it came out on the news right now, that's like 6 bodies been found in the house of Antoine Mercer. Like, yeah, it'd be like, no, I can see it. Just kind of makes sense.
The kid in the very back that nobody knew existed until he came out and just attacked.
It's so funny you say that, Pat. It's because in Dino Thunder, when they were going over Trent's backstory, and when Trent was talking to Tommy was trying to know more about Trent, and Trent was like, yeah, Mercer ended up taking me in and raising me as his own. And Tommy's like, so happened to your parents? Trent goes, yeah. So my parents, they were on an expedition or whatever on Mesogog's island, and suddenly like the island like blew up and it killed them. I said, bro, you don't think the men you living with off your parents?
Facts, bro.
Context clues. Right?
Man,
the call is coming from inside the house. Like, come on, yeah, dude. Let's go.
Just said it just collapsed and killed them, and I'm like, bro, ain't no way. And then Tommy's like, huh? Like, what you? The fuck is?
So, I would have because at that moment I would have. Hold on, now we gotta throw hands because like, nigga, you just what?
I will say too, another thing that made me mad about Dino Thunder was
here we go.
Is the bracelets that they wore. No, it makes me so mad because you see Connor, Kira, Ethan, and Trent wear these damn fucking bracelets, and when the Rangers are fighting, you don't see them around. It's like, you mean to tell me you can't put two and two together? They wear the same fucking bracelets, and then they're fighting. Like, come on.
Because you notice a lot of them had them like the season went on, like even with Ninja Storm, they had these big ass like things on your wrist. But I mean, with Mighty Morphin, the bracelets were like smaller, so you wouldn't think anything of it. Right. Other than there's 5 or 6 people that just wear the same bracelet. But now you got these big ass bracelets that 3 people.
And my whole thing with this series is, and it's been a constant theme through almost all of the Power Ranger series, is you see, and I'll just take Mighty Morphin for example because that was the first one. You see a group of 5 kids who all wear the same colors constantly of the Power Rangers, and they're always together, and they always randomly disappear whenever something bad happens. Nobody suspects that y'all are some shit ass parents. Y'all are some shit ass teachers. Like,
not one teacher was like, "Where's Jason? Yo?
Right. That's why I'm sitting here. And I keep going back to Ninja Storm because that's what I mainly remember. Right. There was an episode they disappeared. They were on an island, and yet Blake and Hunter and freaking Dustin's boss could not figure out for the life of her where they were.
I'm
But this
saying
whole thing is just like this whole island is just they're missing. You can't find your workers, and then all of a sudden, like a monster attacks, and your workers automatically have to run out of the building to go handle something.
another thing that made me mad in Ninja Storm was when Haley, no, not Haley, it was when Homegirl was getting her store robbed by robbers, and Dustin was in the back. So Dustin, so she sees Dustin, tells Dustin to leave, and then Dustin goes to the back. He morphs, comes out, whips the robber's ass, and then says, "All right, you're safe now." And then he leaves. 2 seconds later, Dustin comes back in. Like, what happened here? Like, girl, ain't no fuck. You not that dumb.
Like you can't be that oblivious.
And if it was a yellow ranger, and you notice 9 times out of 10, Dustin is always wearing some sort of yellow outfit, yellow shirt, yellow something.
Yellow motocross fit. Like,
Exactly.
like
Also, I also thought it was weird that it was always the anonymity thing. And then in the movie, the first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, everyone just knows they're the fucking Power Rangers. Like in the opening scene where they have the skydiving, they're coming down and the dude over the announcers goes, "And here come the Power Rangers." I'm like, if I was a villain, Zed, Rita, fucking Ooze, whoever, whatever, the first thing I'm doing is I'm fucking up those people and their family. Like,
I'm attacking right then and
what?
there.
Y'all are doing a skydiving event? I'm shooting y'all out of the sky. Like,
I'm blowing this.
Here come the
my
Power
God.
Rangers, and all of a
that
sudden, you
movie,
just
I love
see-
that movie. Exactly.
He said,
Yeah.
"I'm blowing this bitch
End
up
of movie.
now."
No more
Now.
planes. No more Rangers. Now
Right.
your town is
Also,
ours.
real quick, while I'm just on the topic, I just want to give a good shout out to Bulk and Skull because they provided the greatest comedic side plot. It's just, and I didn't realize until like going back and watching more of the series is that for a long time they're just constantly there. Like in every series as it goes on, they're still there. I'm like, what? Why are Bulk and Skull still here? Like, why do we
There's
care?
always like 1 or 2 people that are just constantly there that serve no purpose.
You see, Bulk and
Always.
Skull is funny as hell, but I hated when Samurai tried to do Bulk and Spike, Skull's son.
Yeah.
Hated that
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
That shit was trash.
I hate
When
it.
they did
Well,
that, when they
whole.
when they did the arc where Spike was trying to holla at Mia, I said, "Nah, gang, pack that shit up. That shit is
I
trash."
hate the Power Rangers Samurai as a whole. Goddamn.
All right, so I was harsh on Samurai at first, but after rewatching it, it's okay. Like to me, Jaden and Decker is one of the greatest rivalries in Power Rangers.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I put
that
that
rivalry
up
is
there with
top
Tommy.
tier.
I put that up there with Tommy and Jason, Daishi and Casey. Like that rivalry is written
Yeah, that is a
beautifully.
top tier rivalry.
Other than that, trash,
For real, like.
trash.
And
I
guess
think
it's
for
a-
me, I wasn't a fan that they did Samurai and then did Super Samurai. Again, I
Yeah,
think it's just lazy. Like,
Samurai then Super Samurai. Like what changed? It's the same. Like what changed? Like,
It's the same shit. You added one more Ranger. Congrats,
For-
Lauren. We got her
yeah,
for 2
one Ranger.
episodes.
Ooh, like,
Got her
what?
2 episodes. Shit was
No.
trash. But Jaden and Decker, one of the best rivalries ever. Antonio had one of the best
that was
debuts
great.
ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like Antonio.
But then they just the same situation with Trent. 2 OP, so you got to nerf them. Like, bro, I'm tired of
You know
this shit.
what is it
Okay.
with Power Rangers and nerfing these villains? What is it?
I think Power Rangers has this thing.
I don't know, man. I think it's just like,
Go ahead, Matt.
no, you good.
So I just think Power Rangers has this thing where they feel like the Red Ranger has to be the strongest, which I don't know why. Because if we look at SPD, they openly had Jack admit that Sky was the strongest on the team and that Sky was the best. It's just the only reason Jack was the leader was because he was more mature for the role. But I really just hate the idea that Red always has to be the strongest. Like it's okay to pivot every now and then if the story makes sense. Like
you
the
saw the
strong.
same.
Like if we're going off logically, the strongest person on the Time Force team was Katie because she has super strength. If we speaking logically, so it's okay to pivot every now and then. But I never liked the idea Red always has to be the strongest. Like because if we look at Dino Thunder, that's what ruined it. Fucking Connor, it's like fucking trash.
I mean, and you know where I'm going with this. You saw that same rivalry between the Red Ranger and you saw that between Shane and Hunter when Hunter and Blake finally joined up with the Wind Rangers. You saw they had a whole episode trying to figure out who was stronger between the two of them because, of
I
course,
think
Hunter
it's
was in
just
charge
like
of between him and Blake. So
I think it's they just kind of like so yeah, I think they just subconsciously have done it since the beginning, since they made. And again, I think in the beginning it wasn't their fault, just because again they were borrowing footage from Japan, and they usually made the Red Ranger the leader of the pack. So I think they just tried to remain formulaic. But I agree. I also think that it wouldn't be a huge problem to have a female lead the Rangers, have her be the number one
That would
Ranger.
be fire.
Hell, make a female the Red Ranger. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like there's
They
a
already
there's
do.
a
There's Amelia.
all
Amelia.
female
yeah.
Ranger
Amelia.
team.
Yeah, that's my daughter's name. You know, she's shout out baby Amelia. But
Please.
there's a fan made series on YouTube. It's called Power Rangers Unworthy.
Damn.
It is actually a very very interesting concept.
The name
So
sounds fire.
basically, in this universe that they're doing, there is there is a guy who's called the Arbiter, and he has basically existed since the morphing grid was created. And there is one particular Ranger, I don't remember who they say it is or whatever, who's going back in time and killing off other Rangers. And the Arbiter sees him and sees what this person has done, and so he deems all Power Rangers unworthy of being Rangers. So he's going through time, killing off all of the Rangers. It's a great series. I think it's up to like 8 episodes now. But in that series, Tommy is a girl, and she's dating Kimberly, and she gets killed. Sorry, spoiler alert, in like the second or third episode or whatever. But it's a very interesting series, and I thought it was a very interesting concept. Like, they made Tommy a girl. I actually kind of dig that. Like, it's actually really good. And all of the people who are in the show are professional cosplayers. They make all their costumes themselves. All the props are done themselves. Some of it, like, you can tell is like, all right, like, I know that's not what, like, in one episode, they're trying to use some machine to access the morphing grid, and then, like, they cut to somebody working on it, and it's very obviously a Super Nintendo. I'm just like, nah, I can see that. I know what that is. But it's the special effects. The special effects are done really well. The costumes are done great. I don't know these people for shit. I just happened to see it one day on YouTube. So if anybody ever wants to check it out, it's called Power Rangers Unworthy. I really, really recommend it. So yeah, check that out.
Check that
I'm over
out.
here cracking my
Oh,
neck,
thank
and
you,
now
Sean.
I'm freaking out every time I crack my neck because of the fucking Ivan News comment from earlier.
Yeah.
Shout out Ivan Ooze.
Shout out Ivan Ooze, dog.
No,
But I always love when Power Rangers always switch it up. Like they don't categorize colors by genders, because obviously we always know, like, usually the Blue Ranger would always be a dude and things like that. I love when we got into the Disney era, they really like switched that up. Like Tori was the Blue Ranger, Dustin was the Yellow Ranger, Chip was the Yellow Ranger in Mystic Force, Maddie was the Blue Ranger in Mystic Force, and then now I know you said you don't watch about that, but you probably see your kids watch it. But Amelia turned from the Pink Ranger into the Red Ranger, which is dope. That was fire. So I love when they do things like that. Like shows a lot of the Rangers are equal with each other, because that's how I felt about Ninja Storm. I didn't feel like there was anybody head and shoulders above everybody. Like it was all balanced. So I love when they do things like that.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Like I said, I'm all for. And again, I understand that it's deemed to be a kid's show, but I think that the more that you incorporate different things, different aspects, females, different, giving the different colors to different genders, hell, introducing different. I mean, we've seen probably every race under the sun at some point be a Ranger, at least as far as I can't think of one. I think maybe just. I haven't, at least to my knowledge, I really haven't seen a Middle Eastern character. I could be wrong.
Have we seen a Middle Eastern character?
I don't know about Middle Eastern. Like,
have we?
Probably not. Probably not.
I don't think a Middle Eastern.
I think maybe throw one in. Yeah, throw one in there. I think we can give them at least some. I mean, we've had black, white, Asian, looking Samoan. Just everybody under the sun gets at least a little bit of inclusion in there, and I think it's a really, really dope concept. One thing I wanted to ask about is how do you all feel about the particular crossovers they've done both on the show and in the comics? I don't know if any of y'all have read any of the comics.
I have never read. I didn't even know they had.
I've read a
comics,
couple
bro.
of
I
the
didn't know that.
But they have done,
Yeah,
of course.
they're all
So, of course, in the show they did. Of course, in the show they did the Ninja Turtles crossover. They
That
also
was
did that in the
awesome.
comics,
That was fucking awesome.
which I thought they did better because the Ninja Turtles actually give a chance to be Rangers.
That's sick.
They've done the Power Rangers versus the Justice League, which I thought was super dope. And a very obscure one that not a lot of people know about. They've also done the Power Rangers versus Freddy Krueger.
What?
That sounds lit.
Is that a comic?
Yeah, it's a
That is
2-issue. Yes, it's in the comics. It's a 2-issue. It's a 2-issue series, and it's fucking wild.
Freddy Krueger is crazy.
I'm not gonna give any spoilers. Yeah.
I just want to say
They did it because the
Lord Dragon
company
into
that
live
owns
action miss. That was a miss in my opinion.
yes, for sure, absolutely.
Dragon.
I think they had planned on it because there was like a trailer series or a trailer, like what's the word, teaser for it. They show him like standing, like getting off his throne and everything like that, and they used Tommy for it. So I think it maybe had like possibly have been in the works, but Bobo, really? But who knows?
With Tommy being gone, I don't see a reason for them to do it anymore. I mean, unless if his daughter is willing to step into it, then I'll be okay with it. But Lord Dragon, if it ain't Tommy, you can vote that. Keep writing it. But Power Rangers crossovers, like, I mean, I really did. I mean, I personally loved Ninja Storm and Dino Thunder just because I love seeing Ninja Storm whoop Dino Thunder ass.
I'm sorry, Ninja Storm is like, to me, was probably my favorite, and I will die on that hill. Ninja Storm was my favorite. So
Jungle Fever, my favorite. I think it's the best written, in my opinion.
I really just honestly, because I don't remember how old I was when Ninja Storm came out, but I will say I did have a thing. Like everybody else had a thing for their favorite Ranger, so mine was Blake. Honestly, my favorite was Blake. Yeah, I was a Blake guy all day. I was a Blake girl all day. So the whole arc between it wasn't really a question. I just said that Ninja Storm was my favorite. Every other dude is lusted over Kimberly, and if you haven't, I don't fucking believe you. But Blake was always my favorite, and that whole arc between like them being brothers and then trying to fight for their parents who actually were taken out by the person that brought them in was the funny part. I mean, not the funny part, but just interesting to me. That's why I had an issue with Tori, because I'm like, Tori, I can't stand you. Stay away from Blake is what I was thinking. But
if we talk about female Rangers, female Rangers we gushed over. Oh my God, Ashley from In Space.
Puppy.
That was
There's a dog.
Sorry, Pat put a puppy in the camera. I got distracted.
Hey, there's a dog.
This is Bo. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Don't hide, Bo, you brat.
Ashley from In Space. That's a woman right there, man.
Oh, for sure.
Well, see, I like Blake, but then I also Sky from SPD also was a good one. Sky was attractive.
Sky, and then Jen obviously from Town Force, and Lily from Jungle Fury.
And then I like the guys in Mighty Morphin. I had a thing for freaking Rocky, Adam, Jason, Tommy. Like that was worse than y'all. Something about
I mean,
them.
I'm old. Was like, it is what it is. Shout out Amy Jo Johnson. She's still fire to this day.
Facts.
Hey, I don't have a problem with you saying Kimberly. Kimberly was pressure. She was pressure.
Like, for sure.
Yo, TJ, you've been real quiet, gang. What's going on, man?
Oh, my knowledge is limited to Mighty Morphin and Jungle Fury.
There's a lot we could talk about.
That's why I wish I had Saul in here, because I want Saul to really explain his hatred for Billy, but he said he has
That's
no
what I
energy
want to
for it
know.
today.
He just said
He
he
has
doesn't
no
have the
energy, and he has no energy because he knows that he would
Well,
probably get
well, here we'll do this, and I'll suggest it to Fitiante. In another episode you do down the line, you should do children's show characters that we hated.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my god, I got a
that was
list.
a good one.
Yeah,
I got a
list.
list.
I got a list already, man.
I got a list already. Like
I
I could
think that-
I mean,
Who is
I
Courage
think
the
that would be
Cowardly
really good.
Dog?
Hey, hold on.
King
Respect.
Hey, hold on. Save it.
hold
Save
on.
Respect
You
courage.
know how to save that.
Mm.
Respect courage.
No,
Yeah, he scared the shit out of me. Respect courage.
you know what?
I wasn't real big, and I know we're due turn for a second, but just real quick, I wasn't real big on Courage. But the only two things I ever remember from Courage the Cowardly Dog, actually three things. One was the chicken. I don't know why I remember the chicken, but I just do. Two, he was a chicken with the red eyes. That's all I know. That's all I remember. What's his name? Eustace eats his egg. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I can tell you about it. He was freaky. Fucking freaked me out. Two is King Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, return the slab.
That
Or
motherfucker.
suffer my curse. What's your offer? Like, that's all I remember. And three was the barber, who says people were being naughty and would shave their head. Like, fuck that. Nah, fuck that dude.
So
Nah,
let me
for
ask
real.
y'all, who's one ranger where every time they just showed up on your screen, you were just like, bro, leave. Nobody wants you.
Ooh, I gotta think. Ooh.
Nobody wants you. I think y'all already know. Bro.
Just one?
Connor can get out of here.
Oh, Justin from Turbo, the Blue Ranger, the little kid. Fuck that dude.
You ain't like
Fuck that little kid.
you ain't like Justin.
Fuck that little kid. Fuck that little kid.
That little kid, as he keeps
Yeah, he
saying.
said fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. That's why they replaced him later in the season, because nobody liked him.
Just one. So you're talking about one ranger out of all of them that just.
If you got
Out of all
go
of them.
ahead. If
I
you
mean,
got
if you got
multiple, go ahead.
Oh, I also have another one, but I can't remember his. Andros.
You didn't like Andros?
Nah, he was boring. He was weird. Didn't dig it. Nah, fuck that.
Okay, so mine is shoot, what was his? He was in it. Okay, so
Damn it.
Time Force.
Lucas,
Eric.
Eric
Eric from Time Force. I couldn't stand him. I'm sorry, I couldn't. I was perfectly fine without Eric being brought into this picture. Eric came in simply because he was attached to Wes, and you remember him and Wes didn't even really like each other. So what was the point? You're power hungry. You wanted to try to take Wes's space. Get the fuck out of here.
Here's what to say about Eric. Eric is the first Ranger I've ever seen with common fucking sense. I hated
Possibly, but I couldn't stand his
I
face.
hated how every past Power Ranger they have a no kill rule and they say we don't kill, we don't do this and that. No, when Eric was like, "Nah, this motherfucker gotta go. He gotta go." So he was willing to off anybody. But you
He's
didn't like
still
Eric?
on business.
You didn't like Eric?
I didn't mind Eric.
He had one of the greatest debuts ever. That shit was so cold.
Okay, so I got a question for y'all. This one might be a little bit fun. We're all wrestling fans here.
Correct.
Cast your Rangers.
Are we basing it off of Mighty Morphin?
With
Yeah,
wrestlers,
you can base it off. You can base it off of whatever you want. Like, I'm always going to go Mighty Morphin because that's my forte and that's what I like the most. It doesn't have to be like based on their likeness. Just who you would put as those Rangers.
Rollins is a Green Ranger.
Rollins is Thomas.
Rollins is a Green
I don't know
Ranger?
why.
I think you guys know, and especially Pat, that my favorite wrestlers like list is highly different from everybody else's. So this is hard, bro.
Okay, so see, me
somebody's gonna
personally,
look at me like I'm crazy. What's up? Go ahead.
just based off of the attitude and because of the gear, for me, Green Ranger is going to be Osprey.
That's fair. Yep.
That's fair, actually.
If I have to see,
no.
I'm not gonna go with Mighty Morphin. So if I go off of my Red Ranger, and y'all are probably, if anybody
Actually, you
knows,
know what?
probably knows exactly what I'm gonna say.
I'm going to choose Seth Rollins, that's the Gold Ranger from Mighty Morphin.
That was Zeo. There was no gold in my Morphin.
Zeo.
There was a golden Zeo. He
Oh yeah,
appeared in Zeo is when he made
I
his
was thinking
appearance.
of the other one. My
Yeah.
bad.
You're
Yeah,
thinking
so
of White Ranger.
if I'm going, oh yeah, you're thinking of the White Ranger, but that would still be
Yeah,
the
the
Green
White
Ranger.
Ranger. I'm sure. I'll take
Mhm. White
so-
Ranger turned Green Ranger turned Black Ranger turned fucking every other color on the
Yeah.
planet.
So if I'm still doing Mighty Morphin, my Black Ranger is Ricochet.
Oh, for sure.
That is fire.
Like
I'm
Ricochet is the Black Ranger. Hell yeah.
I'm trying to
What
go
about
by. I'm
Swerve?
trying to go
I
by
don't know why, but
personality.
Swerve is.
I'm
I'm
giving.
trying to go by like off of my color scheme. Like take Mighty
Yeah.
Morphin, but I'm okay. So fucking.
I'm trying to go
So
by.
I'm staying Mighty Morphin. So my Pink Ranger is Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
I love that.
My Pink Ranger will probably be either
She would fit
Tiffany or
perfectly
Liv
with
Morgan.
fucking Barbie
Oh,
doll.
I got Naomi as my Yellow Ranger.
So for hold on. So to help Deontay out to push the content for this, everybody go one by one, like saying who it is, so help him out with the clips.
Yeah,
And stuff.
that's what I was trying to do, but I was waiting.
So
I'm
Pat,
like, okay.
since you already got yours, you should say your team first, so he can clip you, and then
Okay, so then I'd do Osprey as my green/white. I'm doing Ricochet as my black. I'm doing Tiffany Stratton as my pink. I'm gonna do you know what? Fuck it. I'm doing Roman as my Red Ranger. I don't give a fuck. like top dog. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do. You know what? I'm gonna do Chad Gable as my Blue Ranger,
Oh, I like
That's a
that.
good pick, actually.
and then as my yellow, I'm giving it to Bianca.
Good choice.
I think that's all. That's I'm missing. Did I miss
That's
one?
all of them.
Yeah.
You got white. Right? No, you got them all. You got them all.
Yeah, green, red, blue, black, pink, yellow. Yeah, I got all mine.
Yeah, for my so for me, I'm going Mighty Morphin. So my Pink Ranger, it would be Liv Morgan. I think. I would think Liv Morgan is my Pink Ranger.
That's
Yellow
fair.
Ranger would be probably.
Oh
I'd say
fuck.
Bianca too.
No, I'm gonna cut it. I don't mean to cut you off. You can continue. I'm gonna swap that out. My Yellow Ranger, Zelina Vega.
That's valid, actually.
I was shocked the
My
Z word didn't leave his mouth earlier.
Actually no. My Pink Ranger is Liv, and my Yellow Ranger gonna be Tiffany Stratton.
That's fair. I can see
Tiffany
it.
and yellow would be interesting to see.
bro, this is a
Yeah.
hard question, dude.
It
The
is.
Green Ranger is gonna be. Actually, I'm using Will Ospreay as my Green Ranger. I don't know why. He just strikes me as a Green Ranger, man.
I mean, they don't have to be WWE. They can be AEW. They can be retired. I don't give a shit. Throw John Cena in there or somebody. I don't care.
Red Ranger. I would pick. Shit. This is gonna be a crazy one, but Shinsuke Nakamura.
Ooh, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna need somebody to dub his voice, but hey, I'll take it.
So I'm going. Okay, so I got now my Black Ranger. I am choosing Swerve Strickland.
You bitch. You bitch. Get out my head, you fucker. Get the fuck out of my head.
I like Swerve. I like Swerve for the Black Ranger. I thought you were gonna go Woods or Kof.
Yeah, and as my Blue Ranger, shit. Let me see. I don't know why, but Orange Cassidy.
That actually would be a good like tiss on its head. Like usually the nerdy guy's the Blue Ranger, and they got this
I'll
laid
go
back
Orange
chill
Cassidy
dude.
on that one. Orange Cassidy. So I got
All right,
Liv,
so
Tiff, Swerve, Shinsuke,
Osprey.
yeah, Osprey, and then what's his name?
I think that's everybody.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it.
Yeah.
There should be 6 of them.
I got
That's-
my castings.
I'm doing mine on my phone just so when it's my turn, I can actually read them out.
So for my Red Ranger, I'm going with the cliche. I'm going Cody Rhodes as Red Ranger. Get that out the way. Green Ranger, I'm going Rollins because
That's fair.
first of all, the SummerSlam 15 gear, the white and gold,
Yeah.
and then that motherfucker
Why
be
is it
evil
so
and
hard,
sticky
man?
at times. Yeah. Blue Ranger. I like the idea of Chad Gable. I'm gonna go with Gable But I can also swap out Blue Ranger for either of the Creed brothers.
Okay.
Black Ranger, Swerve. Yellow
So cute.
Ranger. Yellow Ranger, I'm going
My mom must be
Naomi.
home.
And then for Pink Ranger, I'm going Roxanne.
I like that pick. That's
Of course you are. Simp. All right, go ahead, Lewis.
All right. So I'll make sure to explain the personality traits to you, Pez, so you get it. All right. So RJ. So RJ's the purple. He's the mentor, and he's the Purple Ranger, and he's a stoner. So that's Matt
Oh
Riddle.
God,
Oh my
That's
god.
Matt
God.
Riddle. That's
Like,
Matt
what
That's
show
Riddle.
are
fair.
you doing?
That's fair.
Casey is the Red Ranger, the leader who got thrown into an unfortunate circumstance, but completely excelled and propelled over time, which I chose Wesley because when Nash Carter got fired, he got thrown into an unfortunate circumstance and he excelled.
Mm.
I like that.
Facts.
Theo, the Blue Ranger, was a dickhead and hates everybody. Who hates everybody and is a dickhead? Matt Cardona.
Hey, I'm still for it.
And with Theo, his love interest is Lily. So who's Lily? Chelsea
Chelsea
Green.
Green.
Dominic is technically the Sixth Ranger. He's the White Ranger. At first, he was goofy as hell, but later on became a lot more serious. Who currently has a
Dominic.
story that's similar like that? Chad
Fuck
Gable.
Dominic.
Chad Gable.
Not that Dominic.
Sorry.
Chad Gable.
Yeah,
Chad
calm
Gable.
down, Saul.
And then the last three are the Spirit Rangers, which are the personal masters for Casey, Lily, and Theo, which is Master Finn, and Master Swoop. I chose the three mentors to be Triple H, William Regal, and HBK.
Mm.
All solid choices.
I'm missing my
All
Green
very
Ranger.
solid.
Okay, so mine, don't judge me
Well,
because some of these I'm like, I'm still thinking about the Green Ranger because that's the one I was having the most trouble with. So my Red Ranger, bro, over here already said it, is Mr. Acknowledge Me himself. So I picked Roman to be my red one.
yeah.
That's a
Real
given.
quick before you continue, real quick, I'm actually gonna swap mine out. My Red Ranger is gonna be Braun Breaker.
Oh,
So my Black Ranger is Trick Williams. I picked Trick to be black.
whoop
To be
that
Black
trick.
Ranger. Yellow Ranger, I picked Jade. My Pink Ranger, TJ said it. I picked Roxanne. Blue Ranger, I picked KO because why the fuck not? I think KO would just be interesting to have up there just to be whooping people's ass. My Green Ranger is who I'm having the most trouble with. So, you know
who would be Cam?
Cam / like.
So who would help on the battlefield and outside the battlefield?
MJF.
Hey, that's not bad. Christian.
Oh God, no.
God,
Fucking no.
No.
He
I'd
does not
rather not
represent
have
Cam at
no.
all. He doesn't represent Cam at all.
You can just have it beat down people. I'm your father now. Like, nah.
Hey, no, fuck that. Shoot, I'm gonna have to go. It's gonna sound weird. I might go with Adam Cole for that one. I don't know why. I just feel like Adam Cole would actually be.
Adam Cole would work.
So I said Roman, Trick, Jade, KO, Roxanne, and Adam Cole.
That was
all solid choices.
That was a hard guess. That was a hard
It was.
That was hard.
That was like, I'm sitting here, like, you guys are listing them off so easily. And then I hear Lewis talking. I'm like, okay, it's almost my turn. But I was talking to Mom. And I came back and I still had to pick my Blue and Green Ranger because I'm like there are so many. Either going to be Jade or even Jade, maybe Jade or Jada Parker.
Well, there were also so many names that I could have swapped. Like I instantly thought I might remove Gable and put in Xavier Woods as my Blue Ranger. He's nerdy.
I mean,
he has PhD. Like I might put him in. Like there's just so many little things.
For Zelina? You took out Tiffany for Zelina, or did you
I took out Bianca?
Bianca for Zelina.
Yeah, I just think Zelina would be a better fit.
All right, before we end the show, I need to know what are your top 5 Power Ranger shows?
Oh, I got the list. I got the list right here.
Lewis is ready. The rest of us got to think. Lewis is already ready. He was ready before he came.
Yeah. I got the list.
Shit. Okay. We all have to do it one at a time again, but you might as well let
Well,
Lewis
all
go
right.
first. He got his list already. Shit.
All right, let Lewis go first. I'll go second because I actually got to get off really soon.
Bet. So number 1, Jungle Fury. Number 2, Town
course.
Force. Number 3, SPD. Number 4, Ninja Storm. Number 5, MMPR. I'm not gonna be nasty.
number
MMPR.
5 is crazy, but okay.
Okay. Number 1, MMPR. Number 2, Lost Galaxy. Number 3, Jungle Fury. Number 4, SPD. Number 5, Zeo.
I love the
Valid.
list. Love the list.
Okay.
They're all better than
Deontay, do you have your list? TJ, do you have your list? Or do you want me to go?
Yeah, my list is quick. Number 1,
Okay.
Jungle Fury. Number 2, MMPR. 3 through 5 are null and void because again, I'm really on hip
He don't
on
know.
MMPR.
He doesn't know.
and
He doesn't know
Jungle
enough.
Fury.
Right.
All right, for me,
Gang,
I
I highly recommend Town Force personally. Check it out.
Just don't watch Beast Morphers because fuck that shit.
What the
my
fuck?
God.
What
Don't
is
watch
that?
that
What?
shit. Don't watch that
Beast
shit.
Morphers is a that
Don't
man.
I'm gonna tell you now. I found some of them on Netflix. I'm actually watching an episode on Netflix right now.
All right, but go ahead, Deontay. Speed this up.
Okay, so my top 5 is obviously gonna be MMPR. These are going based off the ones I've watched because I haven't watched all of them. So I'm gonna say MMPR, Jungle Fury, SPD. I don't know why with Zeo. I really like Zeo. And see, fucking Time Force.
Hell yeah.
Ms. Leah.
All right. Number 1, Ninja Storm. Number 2, Zeo. 3, I'll put MMPR at 3, not 5, like I said earlier. 4, SPD. 5, Mystic Force.
Valid.
No Jungle Fury about to make me cry, but I'll let it slide.
Look here now. Look here. Look. No. Because I don't think I heard Ninja Storm on everybody's list, but hey.
Number 4, man.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
I'll put Jungle Fury at 4.5.
All right, cool.
4.5 is crazy. But yeah, that's it for the show today. We had a very good conversation about Power Rangers and got some honest Power Rangers fanatics. I would let everybody shout themselves out, see where you can find them at and all that good stuff. So the floor is y'all's. Whoever want to go first.
I'll go first. Pat the Wise Man. Catch me on TikTok at Pat the Wise Man, all one word. It's currently my only social. The other ones are coming later, soon this year. I got a whole bunch of stuff in the works. Getting up all new socials. Merch is coming. All that's coming soon. Also, if you want a logo, holla at me. I've done logos for myself, for Leo over here. I recently did the Liv Morgan Appreciation Society logo for
Fire,
TJ and everybody like
Fire
that.
logo.
Appreciate that. So if you want a
designs
logo,
them in rocks.
yeah. So if you want a logo, holla at your boy. I'll work something out.
It takes him forever to design him because he's doing it in stone because he's fucking old. But
You're older than me, you witch.
That's great. That's so crazy.
God damn. Okay.
Next?
Tell me.
we do this every day. We do this every day.
What was Jesus like in grade school? I'm serious.
That's a question for Nate. That's not a question for me. I'm not that old. That's a question for Nate. Don't ask me.
For Nate.
Why is Nate catching strays?
Nigga, he ain't even here to defend himself.
Too bad. Saul wasn't here to defend himself, but he get fucking thrown under the bus all the
Saul
time.
doesn't deserve to defend himself.
I just want to hear the Billy.
Don't put the puppy in the camera. It's not fair. It's cheating.
That's the homie.
Everybody shout out your fucking
It's the homie.
now.
All right. Next.
Y'all can find me on damn near everything at TJ Gatsby, TJAYGATSBY.
Type shit. Lewis Knows Tunes on TikTok. Appreciate y'all having me. 21 next Tuesday, big milestone. So shout out me, I guess.
You're a baby.
Yeah, I am a baby.
You're a baby.
Lewis Knows Tunes on TikTok. Follow me there. We talk about Power Rangers and cartoons and all kinds of other things all the time. So follow me there. Appreciate Beyonce.
Oh, yeah. All right. You find me at Heel Leo, which is the word heel, HEL, followed by the way that my name is spelled on pretty much everything. I think I've changed it on just about everything. If not, then it's going to get there. But, yep, that's me everywhere.
And y'all know,
And I'm not as
yeah.
old as you make. I'm not as old as they make me sound.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
And y'all already know where to find me on TikTok, NBA Teo 2.0, NBA TikToks Wrestling. Where you can find either me talking about nostalgic shit or I'm talking about wrestling. And also, speaking of, while I'm on the topic, TikTok, stop removing my sounds. It's getting annoying.
They're doing
But
it to
anyway,
everybody. TikTok
but
is muting
anyway,
everybody.
yeah. Anyway, thank y'all for watching this episode of the Memory Lane podcast. Thank y'all for taking this trip down memory lane with us. Make sure you like and subscribe. There will be more episodes on the way. And yeah, we out. Yeet.
Yeah.
No, yes. Yeet. All day.